Thursday night football, as the Ravens will be hosting the Bengals in prime time in a pivotal matchup in the AFC North. I'm going to break it all down for you. Thursday night football, Ravens, Bengals, right here on the Flex Zone podcast. Ravens flock, what is going on? God's favorite host here, back again. Another Ravens preview as it's coming to you a little earlier this week, as it is Ravens and Bengals on Thursday night football. We're in week 11. Time for the Ravens to look to bounce back after a heartbreaking loss to the Cleveland Browns on Sunday, 33-31. We know how the story went. We talked about it ad nauseum. I'm sure you've heard about it by now. The Ravens just got to finish. They got to finish. They got to close. They got to win these close games. And they haven't done it predominantly well the past few years in certain situations. And it reared its ugly head again on Sunday. But Deshaun Watson is now ruled out for the rest of the season. The Steelers are hanging around. And the Ravens this week, I think, have a chance to put the Bengals out of their misery and drop them to 1-5 in the AFC and put a stranglehold on their chances of winning the AFC North. Now let's look at the injury report, because it is a Thursday game, which makes it very, very difficult. It looks like Ronnie Stanley is out. Marlon Humphrey is doubtful. I don't think he'll play. Makari is expected to play left tackle. Morgan Moses looks like he's going to be back at right tackle. He was a full participant. Rocketson and Ronald Darby will step into place for Humphrey. John Simpson questionable. Van Noy questionable. Duvernay questionable, and Worley questionable as well. But for the Bengals, no T. Higgins or Sam Hubbard, but it looks like Trey Hendrickson will try to play after hyperextending his knee. So he's going to try to go for it. 8.5 sacks, definitely a guy you got to contain on the defensive end. And I mean, these teams know each other well. Lamar Jackson is 7-3 against the Bengals, 3-1 against Joe Burrow. And I think Lamar and the Ravens, as I mentioned, they do their best work when their backs are against the wall after a loss. I like how they bounce back usually. And starting with the offense, no turnovers. This is a weekly key. Don't turn the ball over. Nextly, score over 25 points. The Ravens have been putting up points. They scored 31 last week. Continue that trend. I think the Thursday night games are a little less of a high scoring matchup. It's more contained scoring wise, but score over 25 points. Win time of possession. You want to keep Joe Burrow off the field by any means necessary. He is a dangerous quarterback. Next, rush for 150 yards. The Ravens barely scratched over 100 last week. Let's get Keaton Mitchell more than one carry in the second half. 3 carries for the game. Third down, stay on the field. I know sometimes your defense doesn't get stops in fourth quarters, but you got to score as well offensively. Keep the pressure on. Stay on the field on third down. Defensively, get off the field on third down. We saw Cleveland. Deshaun Watson was 14 of 14 in the second half. They did a terrible job getting off the field on third down. No plays over 30 yards. Keep Jamar Chase. Keep Joe Mixon. Keep Irv Smith. Keep these guys, the Tyler Boyds, contained. No big plays over 30 yards. Next, keep Joe Burrow under 250 yards passing. I know that's not easy to do, but I think the Ravens and Mike McDonald do a good job defensively, kind of not getting beat deep, coming up, making the tackles, giving up the short passes, making them dink and dunk them. They're one of the worst. They are the worst rushing team in the NFL. Joe Mixon is a good running back, but keep them under 80 yards rushing. Don't allow them to get going. Don't make them where they can beat you on the ground and through the air. Keep them under 80 yards rushing. Last week, the Ravens didn't do a good job with the Ford and Hunt. And lastly, win the fourth quarter. This is important because the Ravens in the first quarter outscored teams 79-16. Second quarter, 73-38. Third quarter, 63-28. In the fourth quarter, they are outscored 72-55. The sixth worst point differential in the NFL, while the Ravens still do lead the league in point differential. Now, special teams wise, we got to chill with these damn blocks. We got to chill with these damn block kicks by Justin Tucker. Ben Cleveland whomever's out there to block, do your job. Protect this man so he can make the kick, so he can give this team a guaranteed 3 points, which he is when he walks out onto the field. Don't have him looking dazed and confused and bewildered and pissed off because no one can hold their blocks and they're messing up his potential record breaking career Hall of Fame status of making kicks and getting points for this team and affecting wins. Because if that kick isn't blocked last week, the Ravens win this game. Now, I do think it's very, very important for the Ravens to win this week. I would say it's a must win because you don't want to fall to 7-4 and then become 2-3 in the division with a tough slate still to come at the rest of November and December. I think the Ravens do win this game. I'm predicting the Ravens, they don't reach 25 points because I think the Thursday night games are just lower scoring, but I see the Ravens winning 24-20. I think Lamar Jackson does a good job bouncing back. I think the running game gets going. And I think defensively, they continue their success against the Bengals. No T. Higgins helps out. I think they can put a lot of safety help with Jamar Chase over the top. I think they can contain Joe Mixon, keep him under, like I said, 80 yards, not give up, as I mentioned, the big plays, limit them to field goals, and maybe even force a turnover or two like they've been doing. Get pressure on Burrow. If it's no Van Noy, Oweh, I need you to step up. Clowney, you've been doing fantastic. Matabike, you've been fantastic all season. You guys are going to have to bring pressure on Burrow. You guys are going to have to do a great job really forcing him to hold on to the ball, not allowing him to get rid of the ball quickly. Test that calf still, even though he's bouncing back a little bit. Move him off his spot. Don't make him comfortable in the pocket. But I'm going Ravens 24-20. It's simply put, these teams know each other well. Lamar has great success against Cincinnati, against Joe Burrow. I think it's imperative that the Ravens win here before going out west to the Chargers. You don't know what you're going to get with that team. And I think the Ravens are going to bounce back. They'll be wearing all black. They'll have Carmelo as a legend of the game. Cedric Mullins will be a captain. Big Boy from the legendary duo Outcast is performing. The weather seems like it's going to be ideal for football in November. This is a marquee Thursday night matchup. The world will be watching. And I think the Ravens will bring their A game. I think they will bounce back. I think they will be capable of putting on a good performance. And I think they always play the Bengals tough. It won't be an easy game. It won't be a blowout. But I think the Ravens are capable of winning. And I'm going with the Ravens 24-20. Sound off in the comments. Let me know your thoughts on this game. Let me know this Thursday night game. Do you like the Thursday night games? I personally don't. But after a tough loss on Sunday, it does make the moving forward process a little easier because you got no choice but to cope with it because you got a game in 3 or 4 days. So even after a tough loss on Sunday, you can't harp on it, you can't dwell on it. You got to get on, move on to the next one, and be ready for Thursday night football. But we will be live after the game on Thursday, Ravens and Bengals. Myself, Raj, possibly Dre. Make sure you hit that bell, sound off in the comments. Let me know your thoughts, your prediction for the game, key players, keys to the game, and X factors, and anything else you think we should know. Hit the like button, helps us out tremendously. Leave a thumbs up, and make sure you subscribe if you're new. We do this for each and every Ravens game, and we're live after each and every Ravens game with the official Baltimore Ravens post-game show. But go ahead, sign off in the comments, hit the subscribe button, let me know your thoughts. Ravens Bengals. Again, I'm going Ravens 24-20 to get back on track and get their 8th win of the season to move to 8-3. Let's go, Ravens. Let's get it done. I'm going to believe in you, and I think you're going to get the win. Thank you guys for watching. Have a great day, and we will see you tomorrow for the Baltimore Ravens postgame show following Ravens Bengals on Thursday Night Football on Amazon Prime.